all the women in our family are musically
Mm.
inclined, and I'm the only one who decided to pursue it professionally.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shweta from Radio City Indie, and today we have someone very special with us. Somebody who makes music that pulls you and me, Kareem. Somebody's music that we do not listen to it. I feel a little Durr from the music. Please welcome the very lovely, very talented Kamakshi Khanna. Hi, Kamakshi. How have you been?
Hi. Thank you for those really sweet puns. I always love all the Kareeb and Dur jokes that have come up in the past 2 years, but that one was really sweet. Thank you.
Thank you for taking out the precious time for us, and we are very, very, very happy to have you on board. I was quite excited because, honestly, not just am I a listener or not just am I over here interviewing you, but I'm also a fan, and I've been a latest fan of yours, especially after Duur featured on the Fame Game and now with Jugaristan. So, how did that happen? Tell us
Thank
about
you. I mean, we released the song back in June 2021.
it.
It was supposed to be a completely independent release. We had no
Okay.
plan as to, for it to be picked up by films or shows. But Anurag Shankar, he was a music
Mm-hmm.
supervisor on the Fame Game. He kind of pitched Dur as a song for the Fame Game because he felt like it really fit the storyline, it fit the
Right.
concept, and that's how it happened. My management company, Anirudh Voletti, who's been managing me for so many years now, was really
Okay.
active towards pushing the song for
Okay.
a show like Jugaristan. So I think I'm just very lucky to be in the right network of people who are really supportive and to just be working with Kabir and Sameer. Both of them have brought so much to the song. I'm confident that it wouldn't be in the places that it is if it wasn't for them. For them to be able to, like Kabir, to be able to create this really cinematic and really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful score behind the song, and Sameer to add the lyrics. I think both those people are a huge reason why the song is doing so well today and why it's being featured in films like The Fame Game. I mean, shows like The Fame Game and Jugaristan.
So, I mean, I heard this song way before it could be, heard through either of the series or heard through, popular things on Netflix or any other streaming platform. And I also heard Kareed at the same time when I explored, certain other indie artists. I actually started exploring
Hmm.
indie artists in somewhere in 2017. I know I was pretty late, to the party, so
It's
please don't
never
come
too
for me.
late.
I
Never
instantly
too
fell
late.
in love with I instantly fell in love with independent music and what you had to bring on table and all this. So tell me how your musical journey started. Like, was it always the plan that you wanted to go to music? Did it happen organically, or do you belong from a family of music, or how?
So I do belong to a family of music lovers. Nobody is a professional musician, but my nani was an incredible singer. She used to perform a lot. My
Lovely.
mom is trained in Indian classical music. My
Oh,
sister is a
nice.
really good singer. So all the women in our family are musically
Mm-hmm.
inclined, and I'm the only one who decided to pursue it professionally. But yeah, music was pretty much always the plan. It's always something that I've been focused and dreaming
Mm-hmm.
about. And really started when once I left college and I decided to, give music a full-fledged shot. And since then, I
Sure.
haven't done anything else, and there hasn't been any looking back.
So, like you said, that you belong from a family where your women, especially, are music lovers. They
Hmm.
are incredible singers, and that is where, is it safe to say that you draw your inspiration from your nanny, from your mom and your sister?
Absolutely. I think it's genetic, hugely. I think my mom has a beautiful voice, so does my sister, so did my nanny. I
And
think
so do you.
obviously that has something to do with it. I'm very blessed. And also when it comes to being creative, I think my mom runs her own business. She is a incredibly talented writer. My sister is actually an art director and graphic designer. Yeah, I think everybody is very creatively inclined in my family, so I think that's where I get it from.
So,
Hmm.
tell me about how did you, start your musical journey? Did you start with covers, or did you always had this in mind that okay, I would want to
Hmm.
completely be an independent singer and I would release my own music? How did the journey happen?
So I definitely started with covers. I think, like most people, you only start creating something of your own once you have some inspiration.
So,
So I started with covers. I actually have a huge history in singing backing vocals and harmonies and singing with choirs. I was a part of a lot of
right.
choirs in Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a choir led by Pandit Ravi Shankar when I was 13 years old. I also did backing vocals for Euphoria. So that's been my background. I'm used to singing in a
Mm-hmm.
group of people. Like that's what I
Right.
knew of music for the first 5, 6 years of me doing it. I
Mm-hmm.
only started branching out into writing my own music and being an independent solo artist when I was 18, 19, just getting out of college, or 20, something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines. And yeah, since then I've written an EP, an album, and I've only started writing Hindi music since 2020. And there's a lot of more music that I'll be releasing soon. But I think I've fallen in love with songwriting as much as I've always loved singing and composing. So I think those are all the hats that I want to keep wearing in my career. I want to compose, I want to sing, and I want to write.
Love it. I mean, at the age of 18, I could barely finish an essay on time, and you over here are finishing an entire song and giving us masterpieces. Like, those real completely. Tell me something when you mentioned that, you love the songwriting process and you love, the entire, bits and pieces of a song coming together. What is the toughest song that has been, the process that has been toughest for a song that you've put together? Is it Kareeb?
100% Durr. 100%. It was so tough to write it. And I think, touch wood, it paid off. But I reached a point where I was almost going to give up on the song. I was like, this is not
No way.
happening. And yeah, and Sameer Rahat so a little bit of a story behind the song.
Hey.
The chorus is something I wrote in 2016. It's that
Mm-hmm.
old, and it
Oh
was just
God, like
shelved
10
away. I
years.
didn't know what to do with it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm scared to count. But since 2016, it was just lying. And my parents helped me write that chorus, the गहरे गहरे पानी जैसे गहरे हैं ये पल इस पल में डूबना था फिर क्यों तैरे हम. So they wrote that. Yeah, that was their lyric. And then I kind of wrote like a little bit of a verse. Some words are still maintained, some are not, and the melody of the song. And then I sent it. Then Sameer and I met at a house concert in Pune, and I saw him perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved his set. I especially fell in love with the way he writes. So I kind of
Right.
on my way back, I was like, hey, do you want to write a song with me? I'm working on the song.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really sweet about it. I met at his studio, and he like finished writing the song with me. He's a huge reason why, like, I got that confidence to put the song out there. Then once again, I didn't know what to do with it in terms of production because it's such a experimental track for me. Like it's not
Sure.
something I've ever done before. It doesn't come to me naturally. Like every singer-songwriter has a little bit of a template. Like, okay, this is how I
Mm-hmm.
work. These are the instruments that I generally work with.
Absolutely.
For example,
Yeah.
recently I've been very used to playing and singing on the acoustic guitar, and with Durr also I did that. And Kabir was like, "Hey, let's try and remove the acoustic completely, and let's add the piano as the main hook."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's interesting. He also flipped the timing of it. He also changed so much about it. So I
Right.
think it was definitely very challenging for me to finish that process. But working with people like Kabir, Sameer, and Karun, who played drums on it, made the whole process much easier. But this has been the most time consuming, like challenging release of mine till now.
Wow. So what exactly, see, I mean, I was talking to a couple of artists today and I understand that every singer songwriter has either something very personal or something very, they draw their inspiration while they're composing a song. Either it could be something from their personal life that happened or something, maybe a story that they have come across or, something like
Hmm.
that. What was your inspiration while you were writing Dude and while you were writing Kareem, tell me for both of the songs, like where did you draw
Hmm.
your inspiration from? Because the lyrics of both of
Yeah.
them are like poles apart, right? And Dur
Yeah,
is something
literally.
that, yes, Kareem is
Yeah.
like, I'm falling in love, and Dur is like, oh my god, I'm heartbroken. So, how did
Yeah.
that happen?
I mean, that's human nature, right? There's highs and there's lows. 1 minute you're like, ecstatic and over the moon and in love. and the next moment you're like doubting everything. So Kareeb was actually the quickest song that I've ever written, and it's in Hindi,
Oh.
which is
Mhm.
surprising.
Mhm.
I think I wrote it in 20 minutes or something, or 30 minutes on the ukulele. Yeah, it was crazy. I think I was just in this really happy space in my life, and or like I don't know, just something just clicked, and I was inspired to finish the song quickly. Dur, however, as you know, took like 4 years to finish. But
Wow.
so Kareeb's inspiration is just a happy love song. I was in love and I wanted to write about it. It wasn't really very complicated. It was
Right.
tapping into very simple, naive emotions that I was feeling at that point. But Dur, on the other hand, was me trying to like really tap into the complex emotions that are not really easy to face. The
Mhm.
song can be perceived in a lot of ways. Dur is basically about feeling detached, feeling disconnected, and this whole like uneasy feeling that we sometimes have, this haunting feeling. So
Right.
initially, when I wrote the melody of the chorus, I was just in this very like uncomfortable place, and I was feeling disconnected from everything and everyone. And
Right.
that melody probably came from a very human, instinctive place, an impulsive place where, I mean, like honestly, I haven't written such a haunting melody before or after that. Like
Right.
generally my melodies tend to be more uplifting and happy and warm, but Dur
Sure.
was this like really haunting and like uneasy melody for me because it came from that kind of an experience in my life. And
Right.
then after that, the meaning kept changing. The song one day was about feeling disconnected from someone you love. Then
Mhm.
another lyric was about feeling disconnected from yourself. So
Right.
I think the whole song is just about the complex emotions that you feel when you feel detached from the world, both inside
Right.
and out. So that's what Dur is about.
That is beautifully explained. But what I feel is that if I may just tell you that what I felt, even I was at a little disturbing place when I heard Dur. Not because I heard
Mm,
Dur, but why I was listening to Dur. And
yeah,
by at the end of this song, I realized that this song has the power to tell you, okay, let it go. Even if you feel that
exactly.
sense
Yeah.
detachment and all of it, it has
Mm.
the power of telling you that okay, by end of the song, let it go. Especially the chorus that you mentioned. Okay, it is beautifully
Hmm.
written.
Surprisingly, the song fits very literally in the fame game, which is
Yes,
something that we would have
exactly.
never expected. Like you have a lyric like La Pata, Kyun Hai Pata, and
Okay,
she literally goes missing.
let's laugh at that.
And
Yes.
even in the trailer, if you notice the way they've used it with Gehri Gehri Pani Jaise, no spoilers, but there are a lot of like nuances in the moments in the
Yes.
show that fit really well with the lyrics. So
Yes.
sometimes, a song can be taken into a completely different context. If you watch Jugaristan, the song is used in a very different context from
Very
the fame
different.
game. So I think
Right.
that's the beauty of the song, where all of us, the way we worked on it is for it to just be a song that is relatable in different
In
experiences and
different
to different people
situations.
for different
Yes.
reasons. So
Totally.
yeah.
But one of the main reasons for me to watch the same game was your song. So I did not skip the
How
intro at all. Yes. So
for
guys,
me
if
it
you
was.
listen to song if you haven't already.
Yeah, I know I finished it. I binge watched it, and I was so into it that at the place where it plays, I was just like so blown away by the plot twist that I had to like focus. I was like, oh, wait, that's your song. You should be listening to your song right now. But it's such a good
Yeah.
show. I loved it.
Now that things are opening up and things are getting better in terms of there are live shows happening and artists like you are now doing on stage as opposed to doing Instagram live year and a half back, which was the ritual that we had to follow. According to my research, or I have my sources who are telling me that you just did a live show somewhere recently, I think last
Yes.
week or something.
Yeah, I
How
did.
what is the feeling of getting connected to your audience back again and them having a song with you and interacting with you? How was it altogether?
It was amazing. In fact, I'm playing another festival. I'm playing Mahindra Blues on 12th March. And we just played Mahindra Open Drive. So,
Right.
firstly, I think the best part was just playing with my band again, just
Oh,
performing with my friends and, not just being alone in your room writing music. Because I was
right.
honestly quite sick and tired of that process. And I think the best part for me of being a musician is to perform and play with other people. I'll always be the kind of artist who loves playing with a band, who loves jamming
Correct.
with people in a room. I was really happy to be able to do that with my own music after 2 years. Apart from that, I think people actually knew some of the songs, which is something I wasn't used to. I think especially Kareeb, Tere Jaisa, Durr, these are the songs that people were recognizing. I could see like a few people sing along, and I think that means so much. And to actually see breathing live human beings, respond to your music spontaneously rather than like seeing them in little boxes is incredible. And I can't wait to do more of that. Yeah.
We can't wait to see more of you. So tell me
Thank
something,
you.
in this indie industry, now that
Hmm.
the audience is more aware, especially during the lockdown when there were no movies releasing, but there were more independent songs, EPs, and albums releasing thanks to artists like you. Do you think people are taking indie industry more seriously now, and they are looking at more than just another YouTube channel?
Absolutely. I think because we are also taking ourselves more seriously. I think that has a huge, part to play in it. I feel like the more we take ourselves seriously and know our worth, the more people will notice it. So I think the whole indie music scene is like killing it right now. I think we've also stopped thinking of ourselves as just indie artists. I think everybody's, the boundaries are getting blurred more and more every day. People are pushing themselves to try new things, getting out of their comfort zone. So many independent artists now. I actually just made a playlist on Spotify featuring all my favorite indie artists who are now writing songs for films and shows.
Right.
And it's so lovely to see people do that, but also keep releasing their own music. So I think there
Right.
is that one day we'll just stop being called independent artists. We'll just be artists, and Bollywood
Artists.
will also just
Right.
have artists. I think that's the goal finally. Yeah.
Right. So does it really bother? Because I'll tell you where this question is going to come from. Is the other day I was having a
Hmm.
conversation casually with a friend, and he started addressing me as, "Oh, you're a female writer," and not
Hmm.
just, "Oh, you're a writer." And that
Hmm.
somehow was like, "Okay, I'm a writer, I'm a female. The two of them are given facts. They're not going to change." So
Yeah.
does this really bother you when somebody says, "Oh, you're a female musician," or "You're a female indie artist"? Does it really happen with you, or you are seeing a change in it slowly, but yeah, happening to you?
I mean, the truth is, there are not enough female artists right now. Like, I feel like there could be a lot more. If you really, I think
Yeah,
Amit Sani, he did this really amazing survey where he actually
right,
researched and found the percentage of independent female artists in the industry.
right,
We are a long way from being equal, long, long way. So I think, yeah, and I really, the goal, as you said, like, I don't want to be called a female artist at some point. I just want to be called an artist and be
absolutely,
noticed and recognized for my merit. But at this point, it's also hard to expect that because there are not so many female artists. If you look at lineups of music festivals, it's something I've started noticing. If you look at playlists on major playlists, if you look at numbers, we're still, it's very skewed. It's not really equal. We don't get the
right,
same amount of recognition. On the surface
mhm,
level, it all seems great, but to be honest, we have a long way to go for us to be equally recognized in all aspects of music, be it composition, production, being an indie artist, performing at festivals, performing as part of
right,
bands, sound engineers. There's so much that goes into being a musician. Management,
of course, yeah,
like there's managing artists. Like there's so many aspects to the music industry, and right now there are not enough women filling every room and representing
mhm,
women enough. That is why we're still referred to as female artists and not just artists. So I
yeah,
think we have a long way to go, but like these conversations are important to have. I think that plants a seed in your mind and makes you a little more informed
absolutely.
and a little more wary of like how to approach
Mhm.
the music industry in a way that it's fair and it's equal. I don't think we're there yet, honestly, but I think we're getting there slowly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for what it's worth, I would like to tell you, I would like to go a little bit off topic if that's okay for you, because this is going to make you happy.
Hmm.
Today
Hmm.
in the morning, I told my mom that, "Mom, you know what, I'm going to have an interaction with Kamakshi Khanna. She's one of my favorites." Mom's like, "Oh, nice. Okay, who is she?" And my mom basically is a very old song fan and all of it. And, she's just
Yeah.
getting used to what the music I kind of like. Um, And I was like, Mom, remember you binge watched Fame Game and there was a song. Oh my God, you're interacting with her. Please tell her hi. Tell her I really loved it. And she was just, from a 55-year-old kid, she just went like a 15-year-old kid who was like really excited for a candy. So,
That's so
yeah,
sweet.
there are many people who don't see, like artists as female artists or independent artists. They just see them as, oh, she made a very nice song or he made a beautiful
Yeah, of course.
melody.
I think most people
So,
do view us as just artists, but it's just the way, the media and the way, especially like on Women's Day, for example, suddenly everybody is like all female lineup, female this, female that, but what about the rest of the year, So,
definitely.
but yeah, I think a lot has changed, a lot is better, and that's so sweet that your mom said that. I think that's been a really special thing for me too, that just see my music reach my own like family and relatives that are a little more old school and would not have a clue about independent music, but would definitely watch Madhuri Dixit show. So I think to break into that world a little bit is really special. And now I have an answer to all my buas and chachis and everything that what are you doing? Where can we hear your music? And now I'm just happy that I can say that, have you seen that Madhuri Dixit show? So I think that's also a big win for me personally and a big relief to have an answer for that.
Are you a Madhuri Dixit fan? Because I am, and I don't
I
know a person
am
who's not a Madhuri Dixit
100%.
fan.
I'm
All
a
right, so
huge Madhuri Dixit fan.
no, yeah, we completely relate to it because speaking of community, Radio City Indie also believes in creating a community that's, encouraging and supporting towards artists, like you said, not independent artists, but artists who are making their own music, people who are putting their, blood, sweat, heart, and soul into creating something that could be a personal earworms, like you've done with
Yeah.
so many masterpieces. So Radio City Indie
Hmm.
is all about that, and that's why I started following indie, like I said, in 2017, and today, this is what I really appreciate about this industry is that how it has evolved by the time. So, what do you think is the best
Hmm.
part of being a part of this community, indie community?
So honestly, I'm very, very proud of it because what's not to be proud of being independent? Like you're on your own, you can release music on your own. But if you really look at the term and what it means, independent just technically means that you're not signed to a label, right? That's
Right.
what independent really means. But
Mm-hmm.
I think in our country, it's a little confusing because the norm used to be that you are going to be a successful musician if you're singing for films, if you're a playback singer, if you're writing for films. So that's also obviously not independent. So a lot of people now call independent music non-film music. It's like a little confusing when it
I
comes to the
know.
term. Like if you really think about it, independent music is becoming so much more than just people releasing their music independently and performing. There are people building their career around it in ways that their music is being put on shows. They're selling out festivals. Pratik Kuhar is an example. When Chai Met Toast, Hanita Bhamri, so many artists who are like Raghav Miatal, all of these people who are basically very, very, evolved in their careers by just releasing music on their own. Yeah, it's obviously a spectrum. It's going to take a long time for everybody to, feel like it's conducive to their career to be an independent musician. But I think the reason why so much is happening is because everybody is also becoming more open-minded to trying new things and to collaborate more and to do get out of their comfort zone, as I said. And I think it's a very healthy community. I've a huge part of it is because it's fun. There's so many musicians that are just great to hang with and write with, and you're just by the end of it writing music with your friends. So I think if that essence and that if you're writing music from that pure place of joy, then it'll
Mhm.
always stay with you.
I'm just going to throw a question that is going to sound like a little CTA to us, but uh, what
Hmm.
did you first think about when Radio City started this initiative as Radio City Indie, and you were one of the artists who,
Hmm.
were first in the lot when we started this. So,
Hmm.
what do you think about such initiative when communities come together to support this sort of music and art?
No, it's amazing, definitely. Like for indie music to be played on the radio, to be interviewed, for to be featured as Artist of the Month, all of those things are just incredible. And I'm so glad that Radio City is doing that. Just it's lovely to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, Kamakshi. It was great talking
Thank
to you.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Shweta. That was so much fun.
Radio